Welcome to week 2, everyone. So I'm here with my second book and we are doing The Artist's Way today. So this book has been around for a very long time. I have dipped in and out of it several times. There are 2 processes in this book that Julia recommends. Julia Cameron is the author of this book. I'm sure that you may have heard about it, but if you haven't heard about it, it's like a 12-week program for artists to become unblocked. But the reason why I'm highlighting this today is, first of all, to let you know we are all creators, even if we don't practice an art form. What you wear, the way you style your hair, how you cook your food, how you decorate your home, these are all creative ways of living. So don't feel that this is just for creative people. This is actually a healing journey to rediscover your creativity and to unearth your gifts, which is the most important aspect. So I want to highlight 2 things that I've done from this book. The first one is called The Morning Pages. So The Morning Pages is 3 foolscap, like an art journal size, just to show you, like, this sort of size, filled papers of just stream of consciousness writing where you are just, it's like a morning dump. It's like you just write everything that's in your head. You complain, you swear, you crack the shits, you just open up every thought, everything that if someone's annoying you, if something's going wrong, if you can't work something out, if you're struggling with your business, if you're struggling with creative ideas, if you're struggling with your health, whatever it is, you brain dump it on that paper, those 3 pages. So what she talks about with this is when you do that you are literally just letting everything out and putting it onto paper. Now, you may have heard this before. This is not anything new. It can be, some people call it a brain dump or whatever. It's what I've found in the process of doing it, just to bring this back to my experience, is that my mind is quieter. So my overthinking is less. And for some reason, putting it down on paper helps you almost like let it go and then allow solutions to come forward. So a really important practice, if you don't journal already, I highly suggest that you give this a go. The second practice that I wanted to chat about was the artist state. So an artist state is where you take yourself once a week solo to do something that you love. It's purely a self-joyful experience. The whole idea is to give yourself quality time on your own. You can do it with somebody else if you really like. You don't have to follow exactly what she says, but the whole point of it is to reconnect with yourself. So when I think about the artist state, it sounds very much to me, coming from the healing background, a way to connect to your inner child, which I advocate all the time about connecting, about getting to know your inner child, about listening, about reclaiming that part of you that you may have got lost or that may have felt lost or stunted at some point. So it's a really good way to connect. She talks about, it can be anything, but she says at least make it an hour so that you're, it's not like, oh, I went to, like, let's use the example of I went to a cafe and I sat and journaled and I ordered myself a beautiful lunch and I was in and out in 20 minutes and that's it, that's my artist state. So she talks about giving yourself quality time. So making it at least an hour. You can make it all day. So what are things you could do? You could go to the movies, you could go to a gallery, you could go to an op shop, you could go to a flower shop, you could grab some paints and a journal and go and do some urban sketching somewhere. You can go in your local suburb and just, go and rediscover places that you don't know. It could be things like having a massage. Like, there's no rules here. So you make it your own, whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable and good. You can attend an art class. This is primarily why I schedule these art classes, because I know there's a couple of mums that attend my art classes and they often say to me, it's my kid-free time. I get out of the house. I just enjoy creating. I come out of here feeling relaxed. So that's often a common feedback that I'll get. So to me, that is kind of like an artist state. It's taking time out for you. It doesn't need to cost a lot of money. It can be even at home if you can't get away, if you've got lots of little kids and you're busy all week. just set aside, grab a blanket, go in your backyard, go in your front yard, grab a journal, do something that you love. It could be cooking a meal. It could be trying a new recipe. So it really is just about reconnecting to you and giving yourself a little bit of pleasure, a little bit of joy. And as we know, the follow-on effect to that is that when you do things that are joyful, you raise your vibration. When you raise your vibration, you connect to your intuition more, you connect to divine help, you can hear messages clearer, you can follow guidance, because you're not going outside of yourself to hear, should I do this? Should I change my job? Should I start a new business? Should I create a new course? Should I write a book? Should I go on that holiday destination? Should I sell my house? Should I move? All of those things that we go externally. It's great to get other people's external opinions, because sometimes people that have done what you want to do can give you some insights. But really, ideally, it comes from within. The decision comes from within. So the clearer your vibration and your frequency, the easier it is to access that inner voice, which will never lead you astray. Okay, so I don't want to keep these long. I mean, there's so much I could say about The Artist's Way. There's so much on YouTube about it. If you don't want to read, look, there's also journaling prompts in here every week. Like every week is kind of a different topic. There's journaling prompts. I don't tend to do, look, I've just opened up to the page on shame. I mean, shame is huge, guys. It's so huge in our society. It's the lowest vibration on the frequency scale, and yet a lot of us walk around holding shame about what we've done or haven't done. So I suggest you get the book. Like, it's a classic, and just dip in and out of it. So maybe do the morning pages if you feel like it, do the artist date, and then perhaps do a journal prompt if you feel like. She talks about, like in week 1, she talks about was there someone at school that told you couldn't do anything, couldn't do something, or you weren't good at art? So many artists, going back to art, so many artists say that somebody told them that, their art was crap, and that they, sort of don't go down that, and sometimes people have said that in other ways, or friends, people at school have been a bully and teased you, and then that'll affect you and you don't even know it's there because it's just lying in the subconscious, ready to be brought forward and dealt with. Okay, so without making this super long, because I could go off track, that is this week's book. So feel free to leave me a comment if you enjoyed this, or if you're enjoying me chatting about how I use processes in books for my healing journey. And I hope you get something out of it too. All right, have a great weekend, everybody.